So to discuss the outlook, Anand Roy, who is the Managing Director at Star Health and Allied Insurance, joins us now. Anand, good morning. And that's the first question, right? Compared to what you saw in COVID and even compared to the rest of the industry, your growth in the last few months has been a bit sluggish. And you've chipped off a little bit on your market share as well. What do you see as the sustainable growth for the company?
Good morning and thanks for having me on your show. At the headline growth numbers, if you see, definitely Star Health is having a muted growth as compared to others. But that is part of the strategy, as I've told earlier, because our focus this year is on the retail business, and we are going a bit conservative on the group health insurance piece, where we are losing market share. But that is part of the strategy to improve the overall performance of the organization. On the retail side, we continue to grow much stronger than the industry. We have increased our market share over the last year by about 200 basis points in the retail segment. So we continue to remain focused on the retail side, and I think that's part of our plan.
Yes, what is the market share exactly? Because as per the data that we have, in June of 2021, you had about 4.9% market share. That's actually come down to 4.4% overall in August of this year. So you said you've increased retail market share. Can you just break it up for us? What is the overall market share and in the retail side as well?
Yes, Sonia. So that's the overall market share which you're talking about for the entire health insurance business, where we have, the market share has gradually reduced a bit because of a loss in group health insurance portfolio. But on the retail side, we have a 32% market share as of July numbers. The August numbers have not yet been published in terms of the breakup of the various segments of the business. But as of July numbers, we have grown our market share from 30 to 32% on a YOY basis. And we continue to remain focused on that.
So Anand, in the last few quarters, last 2 or 3 quarters, I'm guessing your market share has moved from around 27, 28% all the way to around 32% on the retail health side. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. What about growth for the year? I recall you telling us that on a blended basis, growth will be close to around 18% for the year. But on the retail side, it could be around 20 to around 25% odd. Tell us what's the growth on the retail side, and also how much of this growth will be because of price increases, high single digits?
Yeah, so the growth on the retail side continues to be upwards of 20% as we speak. I think we are well on track to achieve our growth target of between around 20 to 25%. And I think, the growth is coming very strong on the retail side from various channels. Agency continues to be our mainstay, but we are also seeing very, very high growths in our new channels like bancassurance and digital. And I think, overall things are looking very, very positive. As far as, on the, what was your second question?
How much of this
the
will be price increases? Yes. It'll be 8% or in that vicinity?
Yeah, so price increases, we do take price increases depending on the portfolio of the business. But recently we have taken an increase in one of our products called the Star Classic, which is an individual health insurance plan. Price increases typically constitutes about 7 to 8% of our overall increase in the numbers.
So this 20 to 25% overall growth that you're talking about, can you break it up for us? What's the current distribution mix? And between direct sales and bancassurance sales, where do you see the outsized growth?
Yeah, so agency continues to be our mainstay of business. Almost close to 80% of our business comes from agency. And the bancassurance and the digital piece is constituting the balance 20%. We are seeing high growth in the bancassurance and digital space. We are growing at more than 50% in these areas. And the agency continues to grow strongly between 20 to 22% odd. Anand, so that's what we are seeing right now.
All right. Anand, if you could give us a number, how many policies do you typically sell in a fiscal? Maybe in the last year?
So we typically sell, last year we sold about 75 lakh policies covering around 2 crore lives. Okay. Each policy, is a typical family floater plan, has 3 members. Okay. So that's the size of our retail business. This is excluding all the group businesses that we do.
Okay. The reason I ask you is because suddenly there's this, there's likely to be dematerialization of insurance policies. And we understand, my colleague Yash, he tells us that maybe the cost of this dematerialization could be nearly around 60 rupees per policy. Do you think we should work with a similar number out there? And this cost will be borne by y'all? Is that likely to happen? Also on the flip side, you'll be saving on printing costs, delivery cost. So how does that work out? Net, what will be the increase in cost?
So I think, this is a positive step. So the net increase in cost, we have to yet to see how the discussions pan out, whether the cost will be borne by the insurance company or some of it can be shared with the customer. We'll have to work that out. But I think overall, in the larger interest of the entire industry, this is a very, very positive step because insurance, policies have to be dematerialized so that easy access is available to the customer at a time of a claim or any services required. I think, this should be done.
Okay.
Irrespective of the cost.
Okay, got that. There are also talks of the regulator considering issuing a composite license. At any point in time, would you look to get into the life insurance space or any other segment like motor insurance?
Sonia, so we have a very strong distribution established across the country, very, very granular and very unique in the industry. But having said that, we are looking at the health insurance space as the focus area because there is still so much of work to be done in this business. We have not thought of, any other lines of business, but if the regulations do change, we will evaluate it at that point of time.